Hey, how are you guys doing today? Welcome to Stephen K. De Silva Ministries and my weekly podcast. I'm basically talking about issues that are coming up, and we have been working our way through a great subject of my prosperous home content. That's your home budgeting stuff, and great to have you guys join. I love the fact that you're here. It gives me something every week to look forward to. And today's no exception. Now, there's a really exciting piece of information in the news today. And a guy like me shouldn't do this, but I'm just going to get out there and talk about this potential tax cut. Right now, the the president is about to sign, if he hasn't already, a tax legislation that hasn't been done in 20 years. Or 30 years maybe. I think it's in the 30-year range since the last tax cut with the Reagan era. And so the question is, wow, what is that? What's going on with that? What do we do about that? I'm listening to the news about this tax cut, and the passionate positions held on both ends of this subject are so surprising to me, as if this decision is going to make or break American homes. Now, that may be real for a bunch of people in the nation. It might be that they are walking a wire so close to tipping over or falling into success that any change in the tax law changes that dynamic and damages them. That may be. But it doesn't have to be for you. You, as a prosperous home, should rise above this thing. Think about this. This tax plan, if it works, on the Republican side, they are saying that this will provide savings in your account. So here's what I want you to think about. Think about our challenge about a month ago in these videos. It was right before we began the Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year season. And I put out this idea that as you begin to find ways to save money on a day-to-day basis, the context was coupons. I said, as you find ways to save money, be sure to capture that fragment. Don't allow that little incremental saving to fall through your fingers. And I was using it in the context of a great biblical story. Jesus, who is the Son of God and a maker of miracles, does this amazing miracle in the eyes of thousands of people. He takes fish and loaves, just a limited little lunch from a boy, and multiplies it in a way that thousands of people are fed. If you can imagine watching that happen, must have been amazing. Now, probably most of the people in the audience that were eating their lunch now, those hungry people that were listening to Jesus, and Jesus felt compassion and said, let's feed them with what we have, probably most of them were lost to the fact that that lunch began with just a few fish and loaves, right? But the ones who were on the inside, the disciples, they were watching Jesus and watching this miracle happen and must have been amazed. Think about the size of this miracle. God is making something out of nothing. There's no limit to what Jesus could do in this moment. But at the end of that story, Jesus tells the disciples to gather up all the fragments and save it for a later meal. Even though God could create anything, he stewarded what was left over. Think about all those little partial pieces of fish and bread loaves and little crumbs and pieces, and yet God didn't despise the little fragment. Jesus said, save it up, collect it up in baskets, and save it for another time. Steward it. They, in fact, collected 12 baskets full out of those fragments. This is our opportunity in this season where politics are dynamic, and I am going to work really hard, it's easy for me, to not be political, on these messages. But I just want you to realize for a moment, you have a chance potentially to see a shift in your finances in the area of taxes. Perhaps, time will tell, we will see our finances, our tax burden go down. If that happens, capture that fragment. Don't allow it to just fall through your fingers and end up in some way consumed and lost through the year. This is a chance to gather up baskets for yourself and for another time. Does that make sense? You see, whether, for me, the economy is going up or down, I feel like I am in control of my finances. Now, I realize that may be artificial on my part, but I'm speaking this for you to think about. You can happen to your money. Don't let your money happen to you. You happen to money. If the tax laws prove to go up or down, happen to your money, right? You see, the rises and falls of our finances are constant. We never really have control over our world, but we can control our internal world. And that is the part that Jesus is interested in. He wants to build his kingdom inside of here. And we, as stewards, should use our strength and our finances, all of our resources, to accomplish what he is trying to do through us. So that is what I mean by happening to your money. The rise and fall of politics and tax laws and health care and all of these very, very difficult and impactful events are like a storm, constantly moving the waves and the tides up and down. But here's my last point. Good sailors are not made on flat seas. Good sailors are made in the storm. You and I are in a storm. Finances are constantly changing. Economics are so complicated, especially on a national and an international perspective. But here's my point. Learn how to be a good sailor in this storm. And one of the tools for becoming an expert at the storm is to not lose your fragmental or incremental gains. If we find your taxes falling, capture that and use it on purpose in your prosperous home. Find a way to apply that wisely and intentionally to your living, giving, saving calculation. Don't let it just slip through your fingers. Basket it up and watch it produce again at a later time. All right? Well, that's all I have today. Just a rant I had to go after. I'm going to talk next time about answering some questions that friends have been sending me. Look at these things. I've got, oh my gosh, there's got to be 300 questions here. What I plan to do is group them into categories and go through them and just talk like a friend, like a brother. Just talk about what I think about these ideas from the perspective of a prosperous soul. All right, God bless you guys, and Merry Christmas. Yeah? Let's go have some fun through this season. I'll see you guys next time, right here on Stephen K. DeSilva Ministries. God bless you. Bye-bye. Cut. All right. Oh, I had to do that, guys. I was going to go talk about debt today and all these things about debt, and I'm just like, last minute, forget it. I'm going to go after this. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I'd love to get some feedback. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, all of those are welcome. They're going to end up in pieces of paper like this with questions and comments, and then I'll be eventually answering them as best I can. And we're brothers and sisters here, right? So you can agree or disagree, but we can all agree to have a purpose in Christ. All right. So Lisa, Hey, Lisa, it's so good to have you. Katie, thanks for watching, Katie. Wayne, Vicky, Antonio, Christy, you guys are awesome. Holly, hey, girl, great to have you, friend. And Wendy, good choice of wardrobe. This is my Triumph shirt. This relates to a motorcycle that I happen to love and own. And just in closing for you guys for fun. A long time ago, in 1969, my father bought a motorcycle. And this was a Triumph motorcycle. It was a 650 Tiger, which is a certain brand, certain style of motorcycle. He had this bike his whole life, rode it every day. He was a biker, the real kind, the rebel kind. And when I was born in 1961, by the time I was old enough to understand motorcycles, he would put me on that thing and we would ride places. I'd be on the tank right in front of him, right, as a little boy. We'd ride all over the place. My mom used to hate that. One time, in fact, if you notice, there's a little dent in my forehead right here. I shouldn't be doing this, but whatever, you're my friends. See that little dent right there? That came off of my dad jumping the motorcycle with me on the tank. And he would hold me, and he would jump over these little bumps, and I would just laugh and laugh. Now, I don't remember it, but he told me this. I'd just laugh. That was so much fun. He would go around and he goes, okay, so he did it again and again. And I just laugh every time we jumped it. Well, this last time, he jumped and he lost hold of me, and I fell forward as a little boy, and I bashed my forehead on the handlebars of this motorcycle. And, of course, a head wound. Blood is just spilling out of my head. And it scares him to death. He races home, and he carries me into the bathroom so that my mom couldn't see. And he begins to wipe off my face, clean my face from the dried blood. He told me this story. He said, oh, my Lord, I thought I had killed you. The blood was everywhere. My eyes were crusted shut from this. And he washes and washes and gets it all cleaned up. And he said, he looks at me in the face, and I opened my eyes and I said, "I all right, Daddy." He started sobbing. And it's just a sweet memory for me. Well, I started telling about my Triumph. The truth is, I still have that motorcycle. I restored it with my dad from the ground up and placed it in a motorcycle show and won first place with it. What a great story. It's a true one. Someday I'll post a picture of my beautiful little motorcycle, which is now a family heirloom. Hey, I'm obviously on holiday mode because I'm just ranting. So I better run. God bless you guys. I know you're busy. Have a great life. Have a great Christmas and a new year. And I will see you guys soon right here. God bless. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm Stephen K. De Silva, and you're probably wondering, why have I never heard this information before? Well, now you can by going up into this corner and subscribing to this channel. Or you can go to this corner and watch the next video. There is tons of information I'm giving you. Go check it out and go deeper. Or better yet, go to the link below and go check out my website. I've got some free stuff on there. Go get that and go see lots of resources so you can finally master your money. Hey, I gotta go record another video. I'll see you soon. Bye.